Hello, my name is Alex Linde, and today we'll be talking about InTune integration with CyberArk Identity so that during access to specific applications in CyberArk Identity, we can detect whether or not the device connecting is compliant or enrolled to InTune. And depending on these factors, we can change and modify the requirements for multi-factor authentication. Now, to set this up, the first thing that you would do is you would go into the download section and download the Windows or Mac Cloud Agent and install it on the appropriate machine. To do that, you would first go under the Agents section and you would go to Enrollment Codes. You would generate a new enrollment code, and then you can view the enrollment code over here, and you use that to install the agent on the machine. After you've done that, you'll also want to make sure that the device is enrolled and compliant with InTune. An easy way to do that is to log into the Microsoft company portal from that particular endpoint. Once you've done these things, then if you go to the endpoint section, you can see now that one of our machines called the EPM Workstation 01 is connected to CyberArk Identity, and you can see the serial code 2F45 at the end. And if we go into our InTune, then we can look at what it says over here, and you'll see that it is identical, and it also says 2F45. And that means that we have connection to both InTune, we have connection to CyberArk Identity, and the machine has the same serial number. And the final step that we need to ensure here is that we need to go under our endpoint section, and we need to go under Microsoft InTune, and you follow the instructions under Learn More to configure integration between CyberArk Identity and Microsoft InTune. At this point, you're ready to go to test the connection. Now, let's go ahead and take one of our applications, like Salesforce, for example, and we'll set it up with a step-up multi-factor authentication to look for compliance with InTune. So we're going to add a filter, choose Manage Device, and say it's going to be compliant with InTune. And if it is, then we'll just say you're always allowed to connect. You don't have to do any additional multi-factor authentication. And to test the opposite, we'll say that our default policy, if no conditions are matched, is that you're not allowed. And the result of this policy is that if you're connecting to Salesforce from any endpoint that is compliant with Microsoft InTune, then it's always going to be allowed to connect. And if you're connecting from another machine that doesn't have InTune and the Windows Cloud Agent, then it's going to be blocked. Okay. Now let's go ahead and test that policy. We'll connect to Salesforce from a normal machine that does not have the InTune agent. And as you can see, we're unable to launch the application. You don't have permission to access the application. Now let's switch over to our endpoint that is running the InTune and the Windows Cloud Agent. And now we'll click on Salesforce. And we are allowed to connect because we're connecting from a compliant device. Thanks very much for watching this quick demonstration of CyberArk Identity's integration with InTune for checking compliance or enrollment into InTune.